Hello everyone, and welcome to the first class of the problem solving and data analysis section of SAT Maths. My name is Min, and I'll be tutoring you guys on SAT Maths. And basically, these skill focus on the real-world problems that involves concepts such as ratios, units, and statistical analysis. So today, we're going to tackle the first portion of the section of the math section, which is going to be proportions. Alright, so before we solve some problems, I would like to first define what proportions are. So proportions are basically two ratios of fractions that are equal to each other. So let's write this down. Alright, so now I'm just gonna write an example of a proportion. So let's just say 3 over 4 is equal to 9 over 12. And to solve this proportion, you can just cross multiply, which is multiplying them diagonally. So this will give us 3 times 12 equals to 4 times 9. And this will lead to both of them being 36, because 3 times 12 is 36 and 4 times 9 is 36. And we can use this strategy of cross multiplying to find the value of an unknown coefficient. So for example, let's do another question, which is going to be 6 over 15 equals to x over 10. And we can multiply this diagonally as I said before. So 6 times 10 and x times 15, which will give us 60 will equal to 15x, so therefore x is 4. And now let's just solve a quick word problem, a simple one, to see if you guys understand. So let's say 2 kilograms of paper cost $200. How much would 5 kilograms of paper cost? So I want you guys to pause the video right now and try to solve it. Alright, so now I'm just gonna solve it for you guys. So basically we can put this problem into proportions. So we can let the denominator be the cost and the numerator can be the weight in kilograms. So the numerator is always the fraction, the number on top of the fraction. So keep that in mind. So the numerator is gonna be the weight in kilograms. So I'm just gonna write kilograms. And for the denominator, I determined that it will be the cost. So therefore, we can write this into this format, which will give us 2 over 200 will be equal to 5 over x. And we're solving for x, so we can just cross multiply, which will give us 2x equals 1000. And this will give us x equals to 500. So therefore, 5 kilograms of paper would cost $500. Alright, so now let's solve some official SAT proportion problems. These I got from the official SAT practice test. And yeah, let's dive into it. Quality control manager at a factory selects 7 light bulbs at random for inspection out of 400 light bulbs produced. At this rate, how many light bulbs will be inspected if the factory produces 20,000 light bulbs? Alright, so first of all, we can put them into proportions like I said before. So I'm just gonna put the amount selected as the numerator, and for the denominator I'm just gonna put the amount produced. Keep in mind that you can it doesn't matter which one goes to which, so you can add the amount selected into the denominator as well, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so I'm just gonna write it down here. So the amount selected will be the numerator. So And for the denominator, I'm just gonna put the amount produced. And as there are 7 light bulbs that are selected out of 400, the first fraction is gonna be 7 over 400. And we need to find how many light bulbs are selected when 20,000 are produced. So we can write x over 20,000. And we can solve this like before by cross multiplying. Oops, the color is not that good. Alright, so cross multiplying. So 7 times 20,000 will be equals to 400 times x. And this will give us 400x will be equal to 140,000. And we can divide by 400 to get the answer to the question, which is gonna be 350. Because 400 times 350 is gonna give us 140,000. So the answer is B. Now let's move on to the second problem I found. In a random sample of 200 cars of a particular model, 3 have a manufacturing defect. At this rate, how many of the 10,000 cars of the same model will have a manufacturing defect? Alright, so let's put this question into its proportions first. So let's put cars in the numerator and the defects in the denominator. So cars, and this will be a defect. So basically 200 cars will get us 3 defects, so it's 200 over 3. And the next one is 10,000 over x. And we're calculating for x, which is how many of the 10,000 cars will have a manufacturing defect. So we can solve this by cross multiplying again. So 200 times x and 3 times 10,000, which will give us 200x will be equal to 30,000. And dividing it by both sides, dividing 200 by both sides will give us 150. So therefore the answer to this question is A. Yep. Alright, now let's move on to the final question for today's lesson, which is going to be this one. So Nate walks 25 meters in 13.7 seconds. If he walks at the same rate, which of the following is closest to the distance he will walk in 4 minutes? Alright, so like I said before, we should set up the proportion by putting the meters and the seconds into the denominator and the numerator. So for this question, I'm just gonna put meters into the numerator and put seconds into the denominator. So let's put meters and seconds. So as he walks 25 meters into 13.7 seconds, we can convert this to 25 over 13.7. And this will equal to, because we need to find the meters, which the distance, which is meters, and how many meters he will walk in 4 minutes. So we have to first convert 4 minutes into seconds. So we can do this by 4 times 60, which will give us 240. So we can write this like x over 240. So you guys have to be careful of the units here, because sometimes you may be confused and you might just write x over 4, which will lead to a different answer. Alright, so now we can cross multiply again. 13.7 times x and 25 times 240. So it's 13.7x is equal to 6,000. And if we divide 13.7 by both sides, it will give us something like 437.95. Yep, so the correct answer is B, because B is the closest to the answer we got for x. Alright, that's it for today's lesson. Please make sure to check out our website, because we're going to post about 15 questions about proportions for you guys to solve, and there will also be solutions. So in order for you guys to fully master this topic of proportions, you should check out the website and the worksheets. And if you have any questions, you can just leave them down in the comment section. And yeah, thank you for watching and have a good day.